So what we're going to be going over is a little bit of a recap of a few things that we've seen in the video so far. As you know, I came to Cartagena during the New Year's, so things were a little bit more expensive than the average season would have been, say about November and October, even into February. So prices were a little bit more skewed. However, over my 2 weeks throughout Cartagena, San Andres, and a single night stay at the Casa en la Agua, I definitely spent less than $2,500. This is including plane tickets, this is including Airbnbs, and of course food, cab fares, miscellaneous items, any gifts, and things of that sort as well. The biggest thing to remember is conversion rate. Conversion rate can be done in a few different ways. Most of the time, people know of just taking money to foreign countries because of our higher value. But when you get to these tourist areas, the conversion rate that they're going to give you versus what the bank is going to give you versus what Western Union is going to give you is all different. I found Western Union to give the highest rate while in Colombia. They were given 3.85 thousand mil pesos to the dollar. Other places in Boca Grande and throughout the walled city, they were doing 367, some places 370. So that's a big difference, almost 15,000 mil pesos or better. So this can make a big difference coming out of every dollar, every $100, every $1,000. You can see a big loss of a lot of money being left on the table. Now, when I show you places like Paseo Boulevard and Daniel Lemaitre, these are places that are outside the walled city, but they're not extremely far from downtown and where all the attractions are going on. They're just merely where the locals live, and this is where more grocery stores are going to have fair prices. The restaurants are going to be placed out on the sides of the streets, not in the street, but you'll be able to know what you're getting and where you're getting it at, because these places all look about the same. You know when you're in Boca Grande, you know when you're in the tourist areas, it's nicer, it's a little bit cleaner, but the prices are definitely different. For example, in central downtown, getting a Heineken or a Corona can run you anywhere between 18,000 to 20,000 mil pesos, depending on if it's coming from a vendor or if you're getting it in the club. Now, on the other side, outside of downtown, you can get a six-pack for 18,000 mil pesos. It's astronomical the amount of savings that you can have just by being able to do your research, your homework on what is the average salary in a place like Colombia. What are the people making? What do things cost? Because on average, a person in Colombia makes about $1,200 a month on average. So you say that you want to come here for about a week or two and spend it and have a nice vacation, or at least a reasonably budget-friendly vacation, which is the premise of why I make these videos. So with $1,200 in mind over the course of a month, you can use that in 2 weeks and surely have yourself a great time with activities included, nice meals included, drinks, and whatever else you might fancy as well on top of that. But you have to know where to go. You have to be able to do your research. And so that's what I'm here for. Next topic. When you're coming to another country and you're thinking about the conversion rate, the worst thing that you can do is think about what things might have cost in your country. That's not necessary at all. And that's why you're going to lose a lot of money and leave a lot of money out on the table. It's not about what things cost in your country. It's about what things cost in this country. Otherwise, you won't know if you're being had or not. When you think about things in terms of your country, you're going to lose. You have to know, what do things really cost here, and how can I get my hands or access to those things as well? So, what do? A tour guide, a local, the person you rent the Airbnb from, all these are viable options. A family member or a coworker that has family in the country that you're visiting is even better though. When you have a personal connection to the person and or place, it changes the experience for you completely. And in some of my later videos, I'll be able to showcase those type of things as well. I myself have a few friends in the city that I'm able to rely on that help me. I also know the language pretty well, and that's another big factor. If you don't know the language, then you're not really able to experience the culture as much because you're always having someone else speak for you or using a translation that really doesn't grab the essence of what you're trying to say or even what you're trying to convey. And at times when the people speak back to you, the translator is not helping too much in conveying the real essence of what they're trying to say. You need to always make sure that you're asking the price for anything before getting in a cab and closing the door, before putting that first piece of food in your mouth, because these are all signs of acceptance of a sale. When you get in a taxi cab and you tell them where you want to go, before you even close the door, you need to ask, how much is it? Because specifically in Cartagena, prices do change throughout the day. The price that you'll get in the middle of the day is not going to be the same price that you'll get at night, and it will not be the same price that you get late at night if you like to go to the clubs and stay out late. So these are things that you have to know prior to. Most of the time, coming from the airport to Boca Grande will be anywhere between 10 to 15,000 mil pesos. If any cab driver tells you anything over that, you just go to the next one. That's one good thing about Cartagena. It is well insulated with transportation. And there are dozens, hundreds of men willing to work for the right price if you know what the right price is. So that's one big factor. Another one is restaurants. Going inside restaurants or establishments that have menus is going to be a lot better than going to a place, them reading off a menu off the top of their head, you saying what you want, and then bringing you the food, and then bringing you a bill afterwards. Receipts are not too much common in this place. But most places, or certain places, you still can. Definitely in the tourist areas. Outside of that, receipts aren't going to be too much. And when it comes to getting change back, most of the time you'll see that the locals round up or down. You're not going to be walking around with too much coins or them finding change for you. So don't feel like you're being ripped off in that sense. But things are rounded up or down for the most part, just in the sake of, or in the name of speediness. So those are a few factors to think about. Now, as I continue with my videos, this is what I want you to keep in mind. This is about being budget friendly. So the places I go to, the things that I do, the meals that I eat, these things have all been well calculated for a most economical experience. Now, this is not minimalism and this is not backpacking, because those things are different for a different side or a different experience for a different type of vacationer. This is about knowing that you do not have to work for 3 to 6 months to go out on a vacation for just a week, maybe a week and a half. This is about letting you know that every 2 to 3 months, you could possibly have yourself a 2-week vacation in any country that you desire, as long as you know the prices, what you stand to gain and what you have to lose. So as we progress through the videos, stick around with me and I'll showcase some more of the country. I'll be taking you to San Andreas. And lastly, we'll be going ahead and taking a look at the Casa en la Agua and the San Bernardo archipelago right next to the Santa Cruz Islote Island. Thank you.